I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time.
Hey guys, welcome back to Mone's Curvy Closet podcast, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you guys are watching the visual on my YouTube channel, what's going on, guys? How is your? Let me see. I'm posting this on usually on Monday. So, how was your last week? Right? How was the last podcast? Did you guys like it? Um, did you guys not like it? Let me know how you feel about it. If you have not already. But yeah, what's going on, guys? What's been up? What's been going on with you? You woke up today, you're alive, you're listening to my voice, so you must be in a good mood to hear me. Anyway, listen, I am really digging my setup here. Listen, the small things make me happy. Okay, I'm one of those girls. The small things make me happy, and just be able to have my computer here. I can see what time it is because I record off my phone. I don't have my camera anymore. I gotta get me a new camera. Yeah, I was such an idiot. I got a G7X. Am I saying that right? A G7X Canon years ago. Years and years ago. Not years and years, but I want to say 2021, I think I got it. It's been a couple years, but my thirsty self. I didn't get insurance. I know. I know. And the camera was almost $600. Why did I not get insurance? I was so thirsty to get another camera. I was recording. Okay, listen. Just hear me out, and we're going down the road here. So when I first started doing YouTube, right? I started off on it. I was hungry. Okay, I was hungry for starting my YouTube. Okay, backstory. I don't know if I said it on here. I'm gonna say it again. I started my YouTube channel back in I want to say 2017. No, I posted my first video on YouTube April 17th, but I started back in 2020, the pandemic. I mean, that's when all the creation started, right? Because we were at home, we had nothing to do. So I had started my YouTube channel. I didn't have any money though. I didn't have any money, but I knew the startup kits. You had to have a camera or a phone. I did not believe, and I still don't. Even though I'm recording off my phone right now, I have no choice. But I was not one of the girls who wanted to start off on their phone. First of all, I didn't have an iPhone back then, so my quality would have really been crap. But I was one of those girls where I wanted a camera. I just felt like it was more professional to have a camera. I knew you needed a ring light and you had hopes and dreams. Okay, that's what you did. You had a ring light and you need some kind of recording device, right? And a laptop if you don't know how to edit off your phone or whatever. So I knew I had to have those three things. I had a computer. This computer I still have. It was actually a blessing. I have this computer sitting on my old desk for at least 2 years. I got it from one of the girls who was in my organization. She didn't even want it. It's a Dell computer. Still works. She did not want it. She gave it to me. Hell yeah, I take it for free. When I started my YouTube journey, I said, let me take this computer. I took it to Best Buy. I got it all cleaned up, wiped out, do what you need to do, put some kind of protection on it, clean it up. Blessing there. I did not have to buy me a new computer. And then I needed a camera, and I could only afford $100. I had a $100 camera. $100 camera. Baby, when I tell you I did everything with that camera, you couldn't tell me nothing. Okay. So I had the camera and then I bought a ring light and I was ready. I was ready to go. And when I got here, we moved, the camera messed up or something like that. Then I tried to record. I think my brother-in-law gave me an old camera, or we found an old camera that my grandfather had. My papa, I mean, not my papa, um, Ralphie, my grandmother's husband. I think it was his. It was some old camera we found or had or something. I don't know. And so that didn't really last. So I was like, I need a camera. So I waited. I think I got like my income tax or something that year, and I bought the camera. But I didn't buy. I beat myself up. But I was so thirsty to get it, and the reason why I didn't get insurance because it was more with cameras and like electronics. The insurance is more. It's not a few dollars. It was like It was, I can't remember I remember the number. It had to be more than $40 of insurance or something. I don't know. But I only had enough. I remember I only had enough, and I only had enough to just cover the camera and shipping. So because the camera was like five something, but you add on tax, shipping, I was up to about like $600, and that's all I had. So now, of course, years later, I get insurance on everything. I don't care if I'm buying a rug or I'm buying some paper. I don't know. I'm getting a insurance, right? But I was so thirsty to get it. So anyway, I didn't get insurance on the camera, and I love that camera. I took it everywhere. I did so many videos off that camera, so many hauls off that camera, so many vlogs off that camera, and it messed up. It messed up a couple months ago. The window part doesn't close. The lens, I don't know. It keeps clicking and making this noise. And I just like, I can't wait to go get another one. I don't know if it can be fixed. You got to pay money for that. And so I didn't have the means to do any of that. So I was like, I could use my phone. I really didn't want to, but I'm like, I mean, tons of people use their phone and make bukus of money off their phone logging. So I'm like, see, you might as well just get with it. Get out your bouginess and take out your phone. And it was actually when I wanted to start my podcast, and I was like, you know what? I can record my podcast off my phone. That's when I started using my phone for vlogging. No, what was it? It was something in me that I was like, you know what? Maybe it was my podcast. I really wanted to start podcasting, and I already wasn't doing. I had stopped doing vlogs because I didn't have my camera, and I told myself I wasn't going to do it off my phone. But then when I really started heavily getting into podcasting, I was like, girl, you're going to wait forever trying to get a camera, not only to do your podcast, but to start recording and making vlogs. You have a monetized channel, which is my YouTube channel, Mone's Curvy Closet. And you have other things that you need to be doing, that you need to start getting your platform out there. You're going to wait forever trying to get a good camera that's going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. If you don't whip out that camera, whip out that phone, and then I was like, okay, well, I got mics. I got it. Because I wanted, I think that's what it was. When I wanted to start the podcast, I wanted all the equipment. I'm a person, maybe this is a tourist thing, but we're not perfectionists, but we like to have everything ready and set to go. We don't want to wait to get this and then a few months later be able to afford this. It just, we want to have it all laid out and ready. And I have to get out of that. I have to get out of that sometimes. I have to work with what I have. And I'm learning that. So I was like, okay, you don't have a mic. You'll work on that later. You have these. I got this from the TikTok shop like last year sometime and never used it. I was going to use it to record my little short videos on TikTok, but I never did. I was like, girl, you got two good mics that you can use and plug up on your phone. Your quality, you have an iPhone 14. Your quality on your phone is amazing. If you don't whip out your phone and do what you need to do, girl, until you get what you can get, and long behold, I finally got my microphone and all that. Some stuff I already had. And I just started giving piece by piece. But anyway, it was my urgency to start my podcasting that made me say, you know what, girl, whip out that phone and start pressing record. And I started vlogging again. And so why did I even say all this? I don't even know why I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, your girl is here. And we're back. But it's been so much going on in social media. Sometimes I piss off a few people on social media. It's fine. But it's so many things I want to talk about over the next couple of weeks, because this world, y'all president and everybody else has been insane, has lost their minds. And the first person that has lost their mind is Cardi B, honey. Now, I know this story has died down a little bit, but it's still recent, but it has died down a little bit on social media. But if you don't know, Cardi B started a clothing line. I think it's a t-shirt line or a clothing line, one of those. But she made a size 3X for her big girls. She proceeds to go onto her platform and let everybody know that all of the 3X sizes sold out. She was very shocked. She was very surprised. And she made a comment along the lines of just pretty much calling us names and saying, dang, I can't make fun of Chick-fil-A or something like that. She made some fat jokes. She made some fat jokes. She called us fat fucks, all of this. And I was like, now, before I get into the rest of the story, let me just say this about Cardi B. Because there were so many people that was talking about, well, you guys didn't say anything when she was going hard for Lizzo and, you know, all other foul stuff that she says about anything else. And this is what y'all want to choose to have a conversation about. Let me say this. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I am more so on social media as far as scrolling than on TV, right? The things that I have seen of Cardi B, I haven't seen, and some people may believe this, some people may not believe this, that's fine. I don't watch everybody. I don't watch everybody's, even though I'm following you, I don't watch everybody's videos, interviews. I don't look and watch. I just watch what comes past my screen when I'm scrolling. If it's beyond that, I don't go digging unless it's an interesting story that I really want to follow. I don't go digging. Therefore, there may be some things Cardi B has said before that was outrageous. I've never heard of it. Not saying that it doesn't exist. I've never heard of it. So before this whole fat joke incident, I liked Cardi B. I liked her. You know, I was like everybody else who felt like I'll say did her wrong, I'll say did her bogus, all of the things, right? She didn't come off a certain way. She was, you know, very quirky, very, you know, saying funny, all that stuff. But being disrespectful to other cultures, other people, other races, other any of that, I didn't hear. I'm not saying she did not do that. I personally didn't come across a video with her being rude to somebody else or race or body size or anything like that. Because if she did, I would have unfollowed her then like I did now. Because after that situation with her and Samira, and I'll get to Samira in a second, I unfollowed her. Because when I seen her say y'all fat fucks, excuse my language, but girl, are you serious? Because I just wanted to make that disclaimer because a lot of people was like, well, y'all didn't say nothing. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. Not saying I was oblivious to it. I didn't hear it. If she talked about anybody else, I didn't hear it. Okay. Now, so when she said all that, a plus size advocate named Samira, if you don't know her, she has a big following on social media. She's a plus size advocate who goes into these stores who claims to be plus size inclusive or, you know, of size inclusive. And kind of call them out a little bit, not in a disrespectful way or anything like that, but she goes into their stores and she'll record herself and say, hey, you know, where's the plus size section? Yada, yada. These are stores who, because a lot of people were saying why is she a plus size advocate? All she do is go in and harass and complain. Why don't she make her own clothing line? First of all, we don't know what she's doing. I don't really follow her either. I follow her on social media. Wait, am I? I don't even know. But of course, I've seen videos of her. I know who she is, right? And so what I've seen in the videos that I've seen of her, she goes into the stores that already supposedly promotes plus size inclusivity. Okay, she's not going into stores that clearly says we only go up to a size 12. Or we only go up to a size 8, and then she goes and harass them. No, she goes to stores who claims on their websites, on their promotions that they carry plus size clothing, but in reality, it's not really plus size, right? Or they ran out or whatever. Anyway, she made a video and was basically saying how she was very disappointed in Cardi B for what she said. And she pretty much just, you know, asked if she can educate herself on the things that she was saying and why it's inappropriate and how people can perceive it. Cardi B then goes on to make other videos pretty much telling her to shut the fuck up. It's not that serious. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to my fans. Man, when you are on a platform, and not even just a platform, but when you are on the internet, and you are live talking to people, who do you think gonna chime in? It was just for my fans. Unless you had a secret meeting that none of us was supposed to be invited to, you had that meeting and that conversation in front of millions of people. You can't just expect only your fans to tune in when you have an open platform. So what do you mean it was just for your fans? And even if it was just for your fans, let's say it was, you called your fans some fat fucks. You were very disrespectful. You were very shocked. You didn't know you had plus size fans. Ma'am, did you only think your fans were BBLs? Did you only think your fans were botched up, cut down, and cut up on the table type of people? You have fans of all shapes, sizes, ethnicities, long hair, short hair, bald head, big toe, small toe, fat stomach. What do you mean? To be shocked, or okay, you can be shocked, but to verbally say those things, some things you need to keep to yourself. Because I'll even say this. Let's say if I'm selling a product, it's meant for African American women, and a bunch of white women buy it out. I would be shocked because okay, it was predominantly for white women, but predominantly for black women, but white women sold it out. Okay, great. But I'm not going to go on social media and say that, because knowing the world that we live in 2025, what you may say, unless you really don't care, what you may say can be perceived a different way, especially with race. And again, unless you don't care and you meant what you said, to make sure someone don't take what you have to say out of context, don't say it at all. Unless you mean what you're saying, you don't care how it's taken. Okay, then fine. But to sit here and then say it's not a big deal, and then in her videos, it's not a big deal here, what you want me to do, have some cake. You took no responsibility for what you said. You have no care in the world. And here's, because I talked about this a little bit on my TikTok. Okay, you don't see the issue with it. You don't see the problem with it. You didn't mean any harm by it. Okay, that's fine. My bigger issue is you not acknowledging that somebody else or another group of people could be hurt by what you said. There are plenty of things I've said on social media that I don't care how you feel about it. But if someone comes to me and says what you said was hurtful, especially if I'm a rapper or whatever, and someone invests their hard-earned money into me, and you express that you feel some type of way, not saying that Samari did. I don't know if she invested in her shirts or not. I don't know if she has invested in any ticket sales or whatever into Cardi B. I don't know. But what I'm saying is the people who have spent their hard-earned money on Cardi B in some kind of way in support, and then you turn around and say those things. If they are expressing to you, we don't like what you said, you can disagree that you feel like it wasn't an issue. However, acknowledge that, okay, I acknowledge you were hurt though. It was never my intention for it to come out that way. And some people are going to say, well, she did say that. But then you turn around and say, okay, well, what you want me to do? Have a cake? Here you go, have a cake. Shut up. You added more salt to injury. So that lets me know you don't care about what you said. And you have no care and no feeling about what you said and how it affects someone else. That's my thing. Because there's a lot of things I'm not apologetic for, because I said what I said. But if someone comes to me and expresses to me, I'm very hurt by what you said. That wasn't my intention. And I'm going to acknowledge that. I'm not going to just wipe you away like, okay, whatever. These are people that you're living because people are investing their dollars in you. People are living. You're living because of people investing and listening to you. I'm not saying you have to completely live your life for the fans and for social media. I'm not saying that at all. But as the good word says in the good term, don't bite the hand that feeds you. A lot of these celebrities, content creators, influencers, all of those things are living the lavish lives that they live because people are spending their hard-earned money on you in some kind of way or watching you, and you're getting paid off those views. You're getting paid off people's ears listening to you or buying your album. So to brush off a community and say it's just a joke, get over it, and then you have all of her minions coming in and everybody's, can we wrap this up? It's not that big of a deal. Of course it's not a big of a deal to you because you're a size 2. Of course it's not a big deal to you. And that's a major issue as well, is that people want to brush other things off because it doesn't affect them. I.e. the White House, i.e. your president. The things that he's doing, it's not affecting him, so he don't give a shit. But I digress. We'll talk about that in other videos and audios. But I hate the fact that some people in this world are very selfish to others. There are things that I will never experience. I can never experience being a white person or an Asian person or an Arabic or Middle Eastern person. I can never experience being skinny. I've never in my life been skinny. Ever in my life been skinny. Never. But if there is something going on where there's a discrimination against skinny women, I'm not going to dismiss it because I don't know what that feels like. I can't relate to you, but I sympathize with you in understanding the hurt that you may feel. So just because something doesn't necessarily affect you, it's not okay to just brush it off because it has nothing to do with you. I will never be a Palestinian. I will never be a white person. I will never be that. But if something is going on in their country, well, white folks, I ain't got no country. If there's something going on, and obviously in Palestine and things of that nature, if someone else in some other culture or country is being affected, even though I have never experienced that, it doesn't take away my understanding that you're hurt or that you're going through something. Like, as humans, how do we not get that? How do we not understand that? How do we not sympathize with other people and it be just a genuine, I'm sorry that you are hurt by something, that you have to feel this hurt, this pain, and not just talking about fat jokes, but anything, being insensitive to someone else's feelings and who they choose to love, who they choose to marry, what same sex they choose to be with. Not being sympathetic and understanding to other people's feelings is just crazy. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but if you're hurt, you're hurt. And I don't understand why we can't understand that, and we can't, why we just can't understand that. So I think she just went about this completely the wrong way. And I don't know if this is true or not. I think I heard this may affect her sales, because I think she just put out an album or a song or something like that. I don't know. I stopped following her. I unfollowed her. I did. I did not like the way, I did not agree with what she said. Absolutely not. But I think what did it for me was her reaction to now understanding people were affected by what she said. She didn't show any care about it. That's what drew me. And just people just being so dismissive. Can we wrap it up? They're like, oh my, it's bigger things to talk about. You're right, and this is one of them, because it's important to us, because there are a lot of plus size women that are very insecure, that are doing things to themselves because they're insecure, that are allowing other people, other men, to take advantage of them, thinking that it's love because they are not secure within themselves. They're not confident. So this is a big issue. This is a very big issue. It's called fat phobia. And making fun of someone who is not a size 6. We already have a lot of people that feel like plus size women don't deserve love. You're fat, so you don't deserve to have any kind of standard. You don't deserve to have any kind of love. You don't deserve to have any kind of thought to think that you have the right to do it. You're fat. Who wants you? Please sit down. There's people in this world that really look at us like that. So fat phobia is a real thing, and it's a serious issue. It's a serious topic. And until y'all do right by us, we're going to continue talking about it. Because if we walked around talking about how skinny and anorexic, and please understand that just because you are skinny doesn't mean you are necessarily the healthiest, boo-boo. Because let it be known, there are plenty of plus size women on this earth that their lab results are more healthier than the next skinny bitch sitting next to her. Please understand that. So don't make it skinny is not always right. And being fat doesn't necessarily mean that person is unhealthy, eating wrong. It could be medical issues that they have extra weight. You don't know. But even if it's not a medical issue and that person just likes to fucking eat, mind your business. It doesn't take away that they're an awesome person. It doesn't take away that they're a smart person. It doesn't take away that they deserve love and affection just like anybody else, to have a great family. It doesn't take away any of that just because a person has an extra roll on their back. You bastards kill me. Oh, y'all kill me with that. Y'all just get me so irritated with the crap that y'all say. So, needless to say, Cardi B is off my list. You messed me up with that one. Samira, girl, I feel you. I support you. Continue to do what you do. And if it wasn't for people like Samira, who is an advocate and stand up and speak out, then we would continue to be bullied and we would continue to feel self-conscious about ourselves. And if it wasn't for women standing up and showing these magazines, showing these clothing lines that we are here and that we exist, then we wouldn't have the voice, and I wouldn't have the voice that I have. And I'm going to use my voice because somebody before me gave me the pathway to do that. And I'm going to use it. And if you don't like it, turn it the fuck off. Excuse my language, but y'all make me mad. Oh, y'all so ignorant. Just so ignorant to other people's feelings. Oh, let me change the subject because y'all about to piss me off. In other news, we have Amanda Seales, okay? And listen, I'm not a huge fan of Amanda Seales. She yeah, you know. But I will say this: I'm with you when you're right. And when she had that 20 versus 1 battle on Jubilee, I believe, it was very interesting. It was very interesting. And I also made a video about this as well on my TikTok. Some of the things on there that they were saying, the conservatives were saying, was just crazy to me. But what I want to point out is the comments, because I see these comments not only on that battle, but I also seen these comments on my videos that I make about Black culture and what's going on in the world today. And what baffles me is that people feel like, Black folks are not due any reparations, because why should you be paid any kind of reparation when you're sitting on your ass and you don't do nothing? You're not working. You're not taking care of your family. There are a lot of fatherless homes out there. You're smoking and you're drinking. Like, why would we give that to you, right? And here's my thing with this. Here's what I don't understand that you don't understand about reparation and why it is owed, right? I will say this, and this is exactly what I said in my video on TikTok. You're absolutely right. There are people within the Black culture that are doing things they're not supposed to be doing. There are people in the Black culture that add to the violence. There are people that add to the stereotype of the Black community. You're absolutely right. But guess what? We're not the only ones that do that. Now, do I think that someone who sits on the couch, doesn't work, doesn't take care of their children, all that good stuff, deserves to have reparations? No. You didn't work hard for it. You're not doing what you're supposed to do as a human, as a person on this earth, to live right and do right. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're absolutely right. I don't agree with that either. But my thing is, what about the ones who are not doing those things? What about the ones who are working hard? The fathers that are in the home, the moms who are not having their hand out asking for help all the time, asking for government assistance. What about the ones who are trying their best to live right every single day, get up and work hard? What about those reparations? So because one person or a couple bad apples out the bunch is not doing what they're supposed to do, you feel all Black Americans don't deserve reparation? And this whole, why do you deserve reparation? You're not living in slavery times. You're not living or going through what your ancestors went through. You do understand we are still living and dealing with what they had to go through in slavery. It's not as harsh. But if you really think that in 2025, there are people, non-color people, that still don't like Black folks, you think that don't exist? Are you sick? Are you sick? I literally watched a video the other day on TikTok of a Black man who got fired because of his hair. Make a long story short, he has locks. From my understanding, I think he had his hair done in a certain way. He was asked to, I guess, take his hair down or something. He was asked to do something with it. He did something with it. He made adjustments several times. It was not to their liking, and they fired him. Now, what other culture, what other race do you know is asked to always do something with their hair? This is not unheard of. In schools, when it comes down to the young black girls or young black men, they're asking, looking at them crazy about their hair. They're asking to do something with their hair. When it comes down, I think there was an issue with a guy, a young black man that was on a sports team or something, was asked to do something with his hair. This is a while ago. What other race do you know? Since there's no racism, since there is no segregation, there's no slavery, there's no racism. What other race and culture do you know is always asked to do something with their hair in order to be hired or have a job or perform? Don't worry, I'll wait. Right. Black folks sometimes are not getting the jobs they want because they're not qualified. There was, when I watched the podcast on G7x podcast, where and this is something I personally feel like I have dealt with, where they supposedly have something in AI where they train the AI system to look out for certain words on applications, and if those words are to be seen in those applications, they pull it. And a lot of times, it's in a lot of African American or Black Americans, whatever you want to say. It's most of the time their applications. So if you have been applying to jobs and you know you are qualified for that job, you know you have the credentials, and they have not hired you, they have not called you, and or they send you that regular template, we have found that we went with someone else, you're not crazy, boo. And that was me. I was like, why? I've applied for so many jobs. And I'm like, why am I not? I know I'm overqualified. Why am I not getting a call back? Or why are they not choosing me for at least a second interview? You're not crazy. You're not crazy. It's something going on in the system. Black women are constantly judged by how they look, how their natural curves are, asking them to cover up, even though they're covered. Even though they're covered. Long dress, long pants, long shirt. You're showing too much. I'm showing what God gave me. What you want me to do? That is some kind of discrimination against something that you can't take. You have no control over the color of your skin. You have no control over your body type. You have no control over those things. And yet there are people, unfortunately, you don't want to realize. Some of you do not want to realize and understand. There are people in this world that still do not like us because of the color of our skin. Now, let me also say this, because I don't know why I have to make this a clear point, because some people can't read between the lines. No, I'm not saying I don't like white people. I'm not saying that. I've never said that. There are genuine white people that will go to bat for us. And those who do, I appreciate you. No, I don't not like all white folks or any other race. However, do I think that there are white people that don't like me because of the color of my skin? Yes. Or the color of my son's skin? Yes. Or my daughter's skin? Yes. You will never convince me there's not. Because if it wasn't, what we doing in Arkansas? What we doing in Arkansas? Yes, it's not only just blacks that they don't want in there. They don't want Hispanics. They don't want anyone that's not Christian. They don't want any gays, Jews. You're right. But again, there's color in there. We're the first ones they don't want. So again, if you think that there is no type of racism, slavery, or segregation going on, people are still literally being treated. You hear these stories all the time on social media, which is one of the reasons why Trump is taking over TikTok, because he don't want us to put those stories out. He don't want us to put the truth out, okay? But you hear all the time where people are noticing, why are you getting treated differently than me? Why are you allowing this person to... I literally today, August 19th, today, I was watching YouTube, and they said, a woman, make a long story short, The woman was saying how she noticed that there were 3 people of a certain race who she was on a Delta flight, on a Delta plane. She was trying to go to the bathroom. It was 3 people of a certain kind of race that was allowed to go to the bathroom. But when she got up, she tried to go to the same bathroom. The flight attendant told her no, was giving her attitude and said, I'm the one who can determine who used the bathroom or not. She was a black woman, but she let the other 3 that was non-black go to the bathroom. It was 1 man and 2 women. So you can't say, well, it could be a gender thing. No, because it was 2 women and 1 man. He let all 3 of them. The black woman was obviously a woman, so it wasn't a gender thing. What else could it be? She was on first class. First class, I think. So what else could it be? It makes me so irritated. The first thing y'all want to sit here and say is, why y'all always got to break it down to race? What else could it be? What else could it be? What else could it be if you have 2 people on the same level, same pay level, same pay rate, same everything? Everything is the same. The only difference is the color. Tell me what else it could be. Oh, because they got black shoes on and she got red? Come on now. No. Like, a lot of y'all are oblivious to what's really going on. I know it's shocking that could be a possibility, that we're still going through these things in 2025, but I'm sorry to tell you, it's real. It's real out here. Amanda Seales ate them up. She ate them up, honey. And like I said, sometimes a lot of times, I don't really agree with her, but she ate them up. Kudos to her. Couldn't be me, honey. I'm not a politic girl. Y'all see how passionate I am. And kudos to Jasmine Crockett, because she's definitely one of us. And I give her kudos because she can give it to him and still be respectful and still be political and be professional. Because, baby, I'll be all over them folks. I'll be all over them folks, okay? And I'm not talking about just words. I'll be whooping ass because I'll be so pissed and just could not believe that you would actually think and feel these things. What? Listen, I encourage y'all to continue to speak out. I encourage y'all to continue to stand up for what you believe in. And no, I'm never trying to cause a riot. I am never trying to cause a fight. I'm never trying to cause anyone to harm anybody else, but I do employ you to protect yourself, and I always employ for you to stand up for yourself. If you don't like what I have to say, if you don't like how I feel, I don't care. There's nothing you can do about it. I have the freedom to say what I feel, but I will never stop feeling or never stop standing up for what I believe in. I'm a black woman. I have 2 children, 2 black children. You can kiss my ass with anything of what you think. I will never stop because I got to make sure my kids have a future. Thank you. Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I gotta get up out of here. I didn't ruffle my own feathers, okay? Listen, make sure you continue to follow me and download my podcast, Mone's Curvy Closet. If you are watching the visual on YouTube, thank you so much. Please subscribe, comment, and like. Make sure you continue to support me on my website, monescurvyclosetllc.com. And again, if I'm not on here, I'm always on social media, going off on somebody. Or making somebody mad on TikTok, Instagram, and or Facebook. So catch me there. And until then, I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys on another vlog, podcast, whatever it is. I'm gonna catch you, girl and boy. Bye.
I've been heavy on my grind, putting value on my time.